Dear friends, in this video, we are going to discuss about the roles and responsibilities of SAP production planning consultants, or in other words, clients' expectations from SAP production planning consultants. So, in our previous videos, we have discussed very clearly about why to learn this SAP production planning module, what are the basic requirements and prerequisites for learning SAP production planning module. And similarly, we have discussed about what are the advantages of learning this SAP production planning module. And also we have discussed about who can learn SAP production planning module. And now in this video, we are going to discuss about clients' expectations from SAP production planning consultants. Or in other words, we can say that the roles and responsibilities of SAP production planning consultants in the real-time environment. This is very important actually from the consultant's point of view. So we will discuss each and every roles and responsibilities in detail. Now, let us start now. All the PP consultants are responsible for handling the end-to-end project execution of SAP production planning module. What is meant by end-to-end project execution? End-to-end project execution means different implementation activities to be carried out from the scratch to the end. That is what is called as the end-to-end project execution. The second important responsibility is that they are highly responsible for handling the end-to-end basic setup and configuration in SAP production planning module. So this is what we have just discussed. What is the basic setup and configuration? Because there are many configurations to be implemented in SAP production planning module, starting from enterprise structure configuration, followed by master records in PP. Like that, there are many different configurations to be implemented in SAP PP module. We will discuss each and every activities in detail one by one. The next responsibility is all the PP consultants are responsible for handling the end-to-end batch management configuration in SAP production planning module. This batch management configuration is one of the very important configuration for both SAP material management as well as in SAP production planning module. Because this batch management, we can send the material in batches or we can send the products in batches. So it has been handled by both SAP MM and PP consultants. And one more important responsibility is they are highly responsible for implementing SAP production planning, that is PP, process industries PI configuration in SAP PP module. That means this process industries configuration is also very important from the production planning point of view, because the different process industries will implement this PI configuration, that is production planning PP PI configuration, process industries configuration for the businesses. And one more responsibility is that all the SAP PP consultants are highly responsible for implementing the end-to-end sales and operational planning SOP configuration in SAP production planning module. The sales and operational planning configuration is considered to be one of the very important configuration to be implemented for handling the sales and operations or handling the sales and operational planning activities. And similarly, they are highly responsible for implementing discrete manufacturing configuration. Discrete manufacturing configuration is also one of the very important configuration to be implemented in the SAP production planning module. And similarly, we have further different important configurations to be implemented. Say for example, material requirements planning, that is MRP configuration, to be carried out. And similarly, we have to implement this repetitive manufacturing configuration, that is REM configuration, in the PP module. And then one more high level responsibility for SAP PP consultants is that they are highly responsible for handling different validations in SAP PP module. Remember that, because once after implementing each and every important configuration in SAP PP module, they have to handle the validations. They have to validate each and every configuration, whether each and every configuration, whether whatever we have configured or whatever we have implemented, whether it is working fine or not. So we have to do different validations. That is what is called as validations. And finally, all the SAP PP consultants are responsible for creating the standard reports, or in other words, all the SAP PP consultants are responsible for using the standard SAP PP reports, and also they are highly responsible for creating the customized PP reports based on the requirements. And they should be very strong in enhancements, BAPIs and baddies. We will discuss what is enhancement, what is BAPIs, and what is baddies. So these enhancements, BAPIs and baddies are very important, from the consultant's point of view, because without enhancement we cannot change the standards of the SAP screen, and without BAPI, that is business application programming interface, we cannot run any function module. And similarly, baddies, that is business add-ins. Business add-ins is also one of the very important advanced level enhancements which is used by the production planning consultants based on the requirement. And similarly, all the SAP PP consultants should be very strong in understanding different SAP standard tables, different SAP PP SAP standard tables in production planning module. This is why, because they are highly responsible for handling the standard reports for production planning module, and similarly they are highly responsible for creating the customized reports based on the standard tables delivered by SAP. So these are all the important roles and responsibilities for any SAP PP consultants in the real-time environment. In other words, these are all the client's expectations from SAP PP consultants in order to implement, in order to execute, in order to support, and in order to design the end-to-end production planning module for an organization. So in this video, we have very clearly discussed about different roles and responsibilities of SAP PP consultants, or in other words, we have discussed very clearly about the client's expectations from SAP PP consultants. So if the consultants are having strong implementation experience in the above discussed configuration areas, then only they can be able to implement from the scratch to the end in the SAP production planning module for an organization in the real-time environment. So in this video, we have discussed about many different configurations, namely discrete manufacturing configuration, material requirements planning configuration, repetitive manufacturing configuration, and similarly we have discussed about sales and operational planning configuration, as well as we have discussed about batch management configuration, and similarly we have discussed about production planning PPPA, that is process industries configuration in SAP PP module. So these are all high level responsibility of each and every SAP PP consultants in order to implement, in order to execute, in order to support, and in order to design the end-to-end production planning module for an organization in the real-time environment. So in this video, we have very clearly discussed about different roles and responsibilities of SAP PP consultants, or in other words, we have discussed about What are all the client's expectations from SAP PP consultants? I think you people are very clear about the different roles and responsibilities of SAP PP consultants in the real-time environment, and also you people are very strong right now in understanding the different areas of configurations to be implemented in the production planning module. And regarding myself, I want to introduce myself to you. I am Raja. I am having more than 20 plus years of experience in the SAP industry. I have worked as a consultant, I have worked as a practice head, I have worked as a delivery head, and I have handled many implementation, production support, rollout, and upgrade projects for my clients. And similarly, regarding my on-site experience, I have more than 5 years of on-site experience both in Middle East and European countries for handling Middle East and European clients. And regarding my certification areas and interests, I have done my certification in SAP Finance, followed by I have done my certification in SAP Business Process Planning and Consolidation module, which is essentially an advanced module for consolidation reporting. And also I have done my certification in S4HANA, SAP S4HANA Simple Finance module. And I have completed my certification in SAP S4HANA Simple Logistics, which is the combination of multiple logistics modules like material management, sales and distribution, production planning, and the part of plant maintenance and quality management as well. And very recently, I have completed my certification in SAP Central Finance, S4HANA Central Finance module for my client, for my projects. And I have completed my certification in SAP Business and Revenue Innovation Management module, that is SAP BRIM module, that was previously SAP Hybris module. So, dear friends, in this video, we have discussed very clearly about the roles and responsibilities of SAP PP consultants. In other words, what are all the client's expectations from each and every PP consultants in order to implement, in order to execute, in order to support, in order to design the end-to-end production planning module in the industry for an organization, production planning module for an organization in the real-time environment. And in our coming videos, we will discuss about the implementation strategies for both ECC as well as S4HANA. Because in our traditional SAP ECC, we are using ASAP methodology for implementation, that is accelerated SAP methodology for implementation. But we are using Activate methodology of implementation in S4HANA. We will discuss about two different methodologies of implementation for both ECC as well as S4HANA in our later videos. In the meantime, if you have any doubts, you can call to my number. I have given my number in this PPT. So I think you people are very strong right now by understanding the different roles and responsibilities of SAP PP consultants in the real-time scenario, or in other words, clients' expectations from SAP PP consultants in implementing the real-time projects for an organization. All the best. Thank you.